One sunny afternoon, Laura and Liam were playing in the garden behind their grandma's house. Laura, a lively 5-year-old, was busy picking vegetables from the small garden bed, while Liam, who had just turned 3, ran around with boundless energy. Suddenly, Liam stopped and looked up at Laura, his curious eyes wide with a question. Liam asked, "Laura, I want to ask you something." "Go ahead, Liam," Laura replied, not looking up from her task. "Where did we come from?" he asked, his little voice full of genuine curiosity. Laura paused for a moment, thinking. "From Mum and Dad, of course," she said, as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. But Liam wasn't done. He asked, "Then where did Mum and Dad come from? Where did everybody come from?" Laura scratched her head. She hadn't really thought about that before. I don't know," she said, looking around as if searching for an answer. "Let's go ask Grandma. I'm sure she'll know." With that, the two of them dashed toward the house, their little voices shouting in unison, "Grandma! Grandma!" Startled by their loud cries, Grandma looked up from her work in the kitchen as they burst through the door. "Laura, Liam, are you all right?" she asked, surprised by their sudden entrance. Liam wasted no time. "Grandma, where did everybody come from? The animals, the birds, everyone. Please tell us." His eyes were wide with anticipation. Grandma smiled softly, sensing the depth of their curiosity. "All right, come sit with me," she said, motioning for them to settle beside her. "Let me tell you the story of creation." The children snuggled close, and Grandma began her tale. "A long, long time ago," she began, "before there were trees, oceans, or even stars in the sky, there was only darkness and emptiness. But then, God decided to make something wonderful. God said, 'Let there be light,' and suddenly the darkness disappeared. The light shone brightly, and God saw that it was good. He called the light day, and the darkness he called night. That was the first day." Grandma paused, letting the story sink in, and then continued. "Next, God decided to create the sky. He said, 'Let there be a space to separate the waters above from the waters below.' And so the sky was made, stretching out like a beautiful blanket. God saw that it was good. That was the second day." "The third day," Grandma went on, "God looked at the waters and said, 'Let the waters gather in one place and let dry land appear.' And just like that, the land and seas were formed. Then God created plants and trees, tall trees with branches, bright flowers everywhere. He saw that it was good. That was the third day." Grandma smiled, watching the children's rapt attention. "On the fourth day, God made the sun to shine during the day and the moon and stars to light up the night. He saw that it was good. That was the fourth day." "On the fifth day," Grandma continued, "God filled the waters with fish and the sky with birds. The oceans were full of fish of all shapes and sizes, and the skies were full of birds singing and flying. God blessed them, saying, 'Be fruitful and multiply.' That was the fifth day. On the sixth day, God created all kinds of animals, big ones, small ones, furry ones, and scaly ones. The land was full of lions, elephants, rabbits, and tiny ants. Then God said, 'Let's make people in our image.' And so he made the first man and woman, Adam and Eve. He told them to take care of the earth and all the creatures, and to be kind to one another. He looked at everything he had made and said, 'It is very good.' That was the sixth day." Grandma paused and smiled down at the children. "On the seventh day, after all the work was done, God rested. He looked at everything he had created. Everything was beautiful and perfect. And so he made the seventh day special, a day to enjoy the world he had made." Grandma looked at the children, her eyes twinkling. "And that's how the world came to be. God made everything with love and care, and he was happy with all that he had created. Isn't it amazing how everything fits together perfectly?" Liam's face lit up with a big smile. "Wow," he said, his voice full of awe. "I love God." Grandma reached over and gently patted his head. "He loves you too," she said softly. "Now," Grandma said, standing up, "how about we finish making dinner together?" Liam and Laura jumped up eagerly, following Grandma into the kitchen, where the smell of dinner filled the air, and their hearts were full of wonder at the world they lived in.